Hello there, boys and girls, and welcome again to Pajama Prayers. It's so nice to have you with me this evening. I hope you have invited friends and family to join us. We have a great show planned for tonight. Our theme for tonight is taking turns. Now, I bet you know a whole lot about taking turns. And if you don't, you're going to learn about it tonight. But before we get to our story and we talk about our theme, we're going to play a fun game of hidden pictures. So get ready, get set. Good luck to you.
Can you find what's hidden in this picture? Do you see a hockey stick? Where is the spaceship? Do you see a flag? Can you find a boot? Now find a snail shell. Can you find the ice cream cone? What about a pennant? Can you find the carrot? What about a seashell? Where is the tube of toothpaste? Do you see an artist's brush? Where are the scissors? Can you find a pencil? Do you see an envelope? Do you see a toothbrush? Do you see a teacup? Can you find a heart? What about a ruler? Do you see a bow tie? about a sailboat? Can you find a needle? Can you find a crayon? Can you find the fish? Do you see a bell? Great job!
Did you enjoy that? I hope you did. I always love playing hidden pictures. You know what I love? I love the scenes that are with them, and the way they hide those little items in the scenery so they're so hard to find. And those bears, weren't they so cute, scampering off with it starting to rain? That was fun. I enjoyed that one. And I chose the one with the bears in it because our story tonight is a Berenstain Bears story, and I thought they work really well together. The name of our story for tonight is The Berenstain Bears Take Turns, and it's all about taking turns and not taking over and not always having to be first or always having to be the winner. So it's a really good lesson in it. I hope you'll pay close attention and listen very carefully. Taking turns. The Berenstain Bears Take Turns. Brother, sister, and little Honey were a great team. They were good at baseball, with Brother usually pitching, sister fielding, and Honey catching. The three cubs teamed up for board games, too. Their favorite was Bearopoly. Sister was usually the banker. She was good at math. Brother always tried to buy up parcels of real estate. Honey, on the other hand, was a builder. She built lots and lots of houses and hotels. Honey usually won. But the cubs' best teamwork came from playing pretend games, like pretending they were Robin Hood and his merry bears. Or Peter Pan and the Lost Bears. Or Harry Potter. All three cubs had lots of fun with these games. They really got into their roles, and their games could last all day, or even all week. The only problem was they didn't always agree about their roles. Brother usually wanted to be the brave and sensitive hero. Sister usually wanted to be the beautiful and brave princess. Unfortunately, that usually left Honey as the villain, the Sheriff of Notting Bear, or Captain Hook, or Lord Grizzly Mort. After a while, Honey got fed up with being the villain. One day, she put her little foot down. "Let's play Robin Hood," said Brother. "I'll be Robin Hood, okay?" "Okay," said Sister. "I'll be Maid Marian." "Fine," said Brother. "Honey, you can be the Sheriff of Notting Bear." "Nope," said Honey, folding her arms. "Don't want to be the bad guy." Brother and Sister were annoyed. "But you're always the bad guy," said Brother. "Don't want to be the bad guy," said Honey firmly. Brother and Sister didn't know what to do. Someone had to be the bad guy, or they couldn't play. I mean, what's Robin Hood without a bad guy? But Honey wouldn't budge. She just stood there with her arms folded. Finally, Brother gave in. "Okay," he said, "you can be Maid Marian." "Wait a minute," said Sister. "I don't want to be the bad guy either." "Well, neither do I," said Brother. "Me neither," said Honey, arms still folded firmly. Okay, said Brother, "you win. I'll be the Sheriff of Notting Bear." So the three cubs played Robin Hood with Brother as the villain. It wasn't so bad. He got to do a lot of sneering and haughty laughing. But in the end, he had to lose the big sword fight and give in to Robin Hood and Maid Marian. The next day, the cubs decided to play another pretend game. "How about Peter Pan?" asked Brother. "I'll be Peter, okay?" "Okay," said Sister. "I'll be Wendy." "Fine," said Brother. "Honey, you can be Captain Hook." "Nope," said Honey, folding her arms again. "Don't want to be the bad guy." Brother and Sister were even more annoyed. Letting Honey have her own way with Robin Hood just seemed to have made things worse. Now she was even more stubborn than before. "Don't want to be the bad guy," was all they could get out of her. "What's all that commotion coming from the family room?" wondered Papa as he sipped his coffee in the kitchen. "Don't know," said Mama, reading the paper. "Sounds like the cubs." Mama and Papa investigated. They found the cubs yelling at each other, with Brother and Sister waving their arms while Honey stood there with her arms folded. "What's going on here?" shouted Papa, trying to be heard. But the cubs just went on hollering. Finally, Mama put her fingers to her mouth and whistled really loud. That got everyone's attention. "Thank you, Mama," said Papa. "Now, what's going on?" The cubs all started talking at once. Papa and Mama got the basic idea right away. "Hasn't anyone heard of something called taking turns?" asked Papa. The cubs were embarrassed. Of course they'd heard of taking turns. It just hadn't occurred to them. "I think you'll find a little turn-taking will solve your problem quite nicely," said Mama, as she and Papa went back to their coffee. And it did. From then on, Brother, Sister, and Honey took turns playing different roles. It was much more fair and prevented squabbles. It also turned out to be much more fun. They hadn't realized playing the same roles over and over again was boring. The take-turn system made things more interesting. In the Cubs' next game, brother was Barry Potter, Honey was Hermione, and sister was Lord Grizzlymort. Mwahaha! Sister laughed wickedly. I am Lord Grizzlymort, the all-powerful. Harry Potter and Hermione may win out in the end, but Lord Grizzlymort is a much juicier role. The end. Well, what do you think about that story? What was your favorite part? I really liked the part, and this is kind of strange, but when Mom Bear had to blow the whistle really loud to get their attention. Have you ever been in a fuss or an argument with a brother or a sister or a friend, and you were so angry and your voices were so loud, and finally your mom or your dad comes in and says, "Hey, wait a minute, everybody be quiet." I've had that happen to me before. When I was little, I got in some pretty loud shouting matches with my sister. But we did learn to take turns. And I'm glad that the Berenstain Bears learned to take turns because it made things so much better. Now, I bet you're wondering if there's something in the Bible that actually tells us we need to take turns. There is. We're going to check with our mystery board, but I'm pretty sure she found something about taking turns in the Bible. Let's check it out.
I have searched the Bible, and this is what I found. First Corinthians 14:30. Take your turn. No one person taking over. 1 Corinthians 14:30.
Well, who knew? Of all the things in the Bible, this one little thing about taking turns actually showed up in the Bible. Boys and girls, I'm telling you, God's Word has something about everything. It's amazing. And I knew pretty much that we were going to find something in the Bible about taking turns. I hope this week that you will remember the story, and when you're playing with your friends, that you will remember that God's Word tells us that we need to take turns. We need to share. We need to let someone take a turn, and then we'll take a turn. And it makes life so much easier. Pray and ask Jesus to help you. He will. Well, we're all out of time again tonight, boys and girls, but I thank you for being here with me. And I hope that next Saturday night at 7 o'clock, you'll come back and join me again for another great story. And until then, have a good week. Know that I love you to pieces. And turn to a friend there or a family member and say,
You are worth more than you know, capable of more than you think, and loved more than you can imagine. Good night.